All right, so Chala is in the middle of looking at some more questions that she had, and I wanted to just mention one thing. I don't know if you can see behind me the windows here. They're probably somewhere, well here, maybe I'll just slide this aside. Look at that. See the windows? The windows are sweating because it is extremely humid. It's raining outside and it's probably 80 something degrees in here. It's actually getting warmer because we got the door closed, but it's much cooler. But the reason I say this is because a lot of people, when they buy a house here in South Florida, one of the biggest problems we have, and it doesn't matter, really how old the house is, although if we haven't had a hurricane, it kind of does. But here's what happens. If we have a big storm, a thunderstorm, or a hurricane, whatever it is, the way that our roofs are vented, the airflow comes through the roof, and it's meant to do this, by the way. But if we get a big gust of air, it'll come up through, and a lot of times on our air conditioning runs, we have insulation that's just kind of slid across over the metal runs, and that will blow back a little bit. And it always blows back right near where the registers are in the roof, right? So what happens is when they blow back and the insulation is no longer on them, and then we have hot days, cold days, humidity, cold air blowing through that metal tube, it does exactly what those windows are doing. And it acts just like a soda cup in the summertime, like, well, the old wax ones anyway, or even like a Solo cup, and it starts sweating, right? And then what happens is that the sweat drips down on the registers and we get water spots. And sometimes they'll be just on the corners of the register, and sometimes they'll be a little bit further back. Now, if it goes for a very, very, very long time, it can be an issue, years, right? But a lot of times it's not, and it's only minor, but people think it's a major thing, and that's just one way, I guess, and I gotta make sure I can hold on to this video and have it on my phone, so when I talking to people about this, to explain that's what's going on with that. So basically the remedy for that is very simply getting somebody up there to slide the insulation back on and try to tack it in to make sure it doesn't move again. But that's something that comes up a lot. And then it's usually dampness, because it's currently happening when we're looking at it. And like I said, it's not major. It's not, as long as it doesn't last, for a long, long time, start growing mildew and mold, not an issue, which is a totally separate thing. But a lot of times that's what the very simple answer to that question is. So now we have that answer on video. Hey, if you enjoy questions from Chala, why don't you be a part of it? Let us know what you want to hear about, and Chala will ask me right here on live TV, kind of.